Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie and it's another Smash Your Stash video, and this month it's our own choice. So we get to choose what we want to use from our stash, and I am opting to use my foil. Now, I have a few different types of foil. I have stuff from Couture Creations, this heat activated foil. I also have a lot of Heidi Swap mink foil, and I think I have some Spellbinder stuff in here. I also have foil sheets. So I've got a lot of foil just in this, and then I have foil paper. So you get the idea. And I figure it is July, so we might as well combine that with a Christmas in July kind of theme and see where we end up. So I am going to focus primarily on the heat activated foil by Couture Creations, because I also have a bunch of foil plates or glimmer plates from Spellbinders that I want to use. So I've got this one with the trees. I've got a wreath from Anna Griffin. I've got another wreath from Spellbinders, some poinsettias, sorry for the glare, and then these gift boxes. So I think I want to use all of these plus this to make a whole bunch of cards. But first, what I'm going to do is I am just going to go and run through a bunch of these, basically get the foiling done, and then come back and put the cards together. So let me get started on that, and I will be back and show you what I made with my foil. Okay, so I made a great start on my Christmas cards for this year. Some of these are duplicate in design and some of them are different. I pulled out my bin of Christmas scraps. These are just things that I keep out year round that have, you know, scrap pieces of Christmas paper, stickers, washi tape, etc. The idea being, of course, that if I have this out, that maybe I'll make Christmas cards throughout the year. So I guess it sort of worked. Okay, so let me show you what I did. So these three feature the same design. I did glimmer it in the green foil. I don't know if you could see that. And then there are birds and stars and hearts and baubles, which I covered with like Nouveau crystal drops, just to give it a little bit of color to stick it out. And then I just used some scrap paper, some washi tape for sentiments, and these ones are done. For the gift glimmer plate, I used a variety of colors. Now this almost screams more Halloween than Christmas, but the paper does have snowflakes behind it, and so I thought, why not? So here's a very basic design, very similar. Just the sentiment across the bottom, just mixed up, you know, the pattern papers, how big they are. This one I had a cut apart from another kit that I had done that was left over, so I thought, why not add him? I thought he went well. And then these two are more of a tone on tone kind of look. Now for these next ones, I have to admit, like, I love this wreath. I think it's beautiful, but I had a hard time positioning it so that I could use it as is without trimming it out. I mean, trimming it out worked okay, but I think if I was going to trim out next time, I would foil it on vellum, just to kind of make that white bit fade a little bit. Or if I knew I was matting it on red, maybe foil it on red, you know, just kind of make it disappear. This one I mounted on this quite busy paper. This was cardstock that was intentional for like a winter theme, and I liked that it kind of had like a gold in the background, but it was too busy, so I just added a piece of vellum to tone that down, and that worked out a little better. This one I positioned it fairly well, so I was able to trim out the panel, and then I just mounted it on some turquoise paper that has a little bit of snowflakes at the bottom. There is a little bit of learning curve in using these glimmer foil plates specific to your machine. I had to use 3 shims in order to get mine to work. This was another glimmer plate that I struggled with a little bit. It's 3 pieces and there is a 3rd piece that does snow, but it would cut all the way through. And I thought, well, maybe it wasn't meant to be foiled, but it was according to the package. But it kept cutting through and cutting into my plate, which is not really a cutting plate, so I stopped I did it a couple times and realized it wasn't going to work. So I just kept these very simple with just the main design of the buildings. And this is one that I had done where the snow had cut through. And then I just took some glitter, Nouveau glitter drops and filled in the holes. And this is some Tim Holtz tinsel. Kind of like that, you know, black and silver, something a little bit different for Christmas. I had a second wreath design, and this one didn't bother me so much with the white like the other one did. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because of the backgrounds I put it on, I don't know. I did manually trim these out. Again, I just had a hard time getting them positioned, so that seemed to work a little better. I went super simple, let the foiling do the talking, and then this is just a piece of washi. That was like a brown foil, by the way. This one here is a very yellow gold. Here's that brown foil again, but I put it on a green background. And then just to kind of switch the mood up and make it a little more casual, I had this striped, this was actually a Project Life card from Allie Edwards, I think, from one of her December daily kits. This one, you could see I was able to trim it out a little bit better, like evenly, and so it worked to have it on a panel. And the last series of cards features these poinsettias, and I used this like glimmer foil. The set came with the foiling as well as the dies to trim these out. I did add some pop dots behind some of them to make them somewhat dimensional, and then I just die cut out the sentiment from some scrap old Stampin' Up! Silver cardstock. So these three are basically the same, just different pieces of paper. I think this was a Bow Bunny, a Bow Bunny paper pack from way back in the day. And this one, the orientation of the cardstock was this way, and it had Noelle here, and I thought, why not strategically place the flowers and let that be the sentiment, and I just highlighted it with some glossy accents. Now, I do have a bunch of foil shapes left over, scraps that I want to play with. I did experiment a little bit with some of these. So like this is the negative of the tree, and here's that wreath. I might still cut out the center yet, but I'm leaving my options open. Here's the poinsettia, and this would actually look quite cute stacked. I think I have a third one around here somewhere. Yeah, you could kind of stack it like that. You could kind of stack it like that and give it some dimension. It's pretty glittery though. But I do want to experiment with these because I think there is potential to maybe extend the life out of these. When I did these, I just took some glue stick, applied it to the back, and then just laid it on top of some cardstock and then trimmed it out after that. Thanks so much for joining me and sticking it all the way out to the end. Remember, this is a collaboration, so be sure to check out all the participants below. And if you are interested in what's coming up in future months, be sure to subscribe. The Smash Your Stash videos come out on the 7th of each month at 9 a.m. Pacific. I think that's it. Thanks again, everyone, and until next time, happy crafting.